Hello, hello, hello. Hello. So you guys may have 5 minutes left.
I refuse to
What is
speak
this?
to a room that's not full.
So. You got clicker this time? Is it working? Oh, it's specials. What's that? Why? I know. It's always my fault. It's always my fault. Stop. What's that? 10 listings. Yeah, I think we're gonna do 10 this month. I might push them out. We have like 3 or 4 going live this week. I'm gonna push them out to next month. I'm gonna call my clients. We gotta hold. We gotta hold. Mumbo jumbo. Mind if actually I'm gonna squeeze by, grab a glass of water. Ready? Thanks. It's nerve-wracking. Nerve-wracking. That was probably like my first time ever doing that. Pretty much. That's what this is provided for me. You know what I mean? It's just it's getting out of your comfort zone, right? So, not talking too fast, and I should have reviewed my slides. I like what slides next. I know, right? We start talking about her. Shh, Nicole this, Nicole that. I know.
This time. So appreciate all of y'all being at our class. My name is Coach Nicole Goday. I am tier 5. I coach tier 3 and tier 4. We got
I
Mr.
am Coach Sharif. I am tier 4. I coach tier 3. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. We hope that you guys can take a little bit from this and hopefully implement into your own businesses to help out. But I'll hand it over to lovely Nicole.
Awesome. So this is everything Google. It's going to be a little bit different. I know a lot of y'all have been to the just Google LSA class. So hopefully we're giving you some other advice that will strengthen your Google account. So there's a lot of things that Google covers. There's Google, there's Maps, there's Google Ads, Google My Business. And we're going to try to touch base on as much of this as possible. We're going to ask as much as possible if you guys can hold questions to the end. A lot of the questions you'll have are going to be covered in the slides. So Google can be overwhelming. And so where do you start? And we're going to talk about Google My Business, Google Maps, and organic SEO, which Sharif is a master at. That's everything you can do for free.
Yep. What it comes down to, all these things are important, right? And we don't expect you to do it all at the same time, but just take notes. We're going to touch on a lot of stuff, right? And the great thing is you have your workbooks, just outline some notes next to all the topics and try to implement as much as possible, right? A combination of most of these things, especially the free stuff, is definitely the best way to go if you don't have the budget for the paid, right?
And some of the paid sources you guys can do as well is going to be Google Ads and then Google Local Services. During this presentation, make sure you make note of the different Googles that we're talking about. So we're going to talk a lot about Google My Business, which is totally different than Google Local Services. It helps your account, but it's completely different. So the main things, So the main things you want to do for your Google My Business account is to post daily. Consistency is key. Make sure you're geotagging photos. Post to your Google My Business products. That's a great place to post listings. Sharif has some great advice on that.
Yeah, definitely. I think we actually have a whole slide about it later on. But I mean, I think the best bullet point on this slide is consistency. I think when it comes down to it, consistency is everything when it comes to Google. It's all about algorithms and information. So you have to be consistent with whatever you do. If you choose to do the posting of the products or the pictures with the geotagging, be consistent at it. Don't go at it really quick and then do 20 at a time and then take 2 months off. It's not going to help you. You definitely want to do it slowly, gradually, and just do it consistently.
One of the most important things to do that you can actually do today is to make sure that all of your names are matching across all of the platforms. Your name, your business name, your address, your phone number, everything needs to match for Google algorithm systems to pick up on it. So if you have, like Nicole Spellman Group over here, and then I have a Facebook page that's like Nicole Goday Realtor, Google's not going to realize that that's the same business. So you want to make sure that your stuff is matching. Also, Google My Business has an Insights tab. And if you click on the left side on Google My Business, at the very top, once you click Insights, you're going to scroll down about halfway, and there's actually going to be a keyword tracker for you, which is showing you the keywords that people are finding you on Google with, that's bringing them to your Google My Business page. So take a look at that. You're going to find some pretty awesome keywords in there. I know people that aren't even with Keller Williams and their page shows up with Keller Williams. That might be something you want to geotag if people are already finding you with that. And then getting reviews is important. How many of you guys currently have a Google My Business account? How many of you guys have less than 20 reviews? Okay. So don't think because your reviews are only 20 that you're not going to be able to be awesome at this. The most important thing with reviews is to make sure you're consistently getting them. So
Can't agree more. You have to be consistent with it. I mean, it's going to weigh more to Google if you can get them once a week rather than, getting them all at one time. And it's going to weigh more than that person has over 100 reviews because you're getting more traction on a consistent basis.
So consistency is going to be more important than just going out and like all of a sudden hitting it hard and saying, I need 100 reviews right now. And, texting all your friends and family, like focus on that weekly. It's
Yeah.
going to help your Google My Business account. We've gone a month before without a review, and I've noticed a decrease in our activity because of that. So Google is definitely checking that.
I mean, you can even make it part of your daily schedule, maybe pick a day a week that you would text maybe or 5 or 10 people that and then to do it consistently, because people are not going to do it right away anyway, right? They're going to wait on it. So at least you get a consistent flow out there, just like your lead generation.
And one of the best things that we did when we were GLSA certified or verified, is we reached out to our friends and family and like, hey, Google just picked us up. We're Google screen. It's official. It's so exciting. Can you please leave me a 5-star review? And your friends and family are going to be excited for you. Like that's huge to be featured and chosen by Google. So yeah, they don't know. So this is going to be one of the most important parts right here. This is called geotagging. So geotagging is a picture that you're uploading, and it's basically showing Google, hey, this picture was taken at this location. But it doesn't have to be taken at that location as long as you geotag it to that location. And so this is tool.geoimgr.com. At the very end of the presentation, there'll be a slide with all of the links that we recommend going on or doing. So basically, you're going to click here, you're going to upload a picture. And then I have the paid version. It's $9.99 a month. You can do the free version, but you're going to have to zoom in and find your office. With the paid version, I can just type in Nicole Spellman Group and my location will automatically get entered. So that's that latitude and longitude right there. So then it's going to come down here and that's going to be your new geotag. And then you're going to focus on your keywords. So remember on the last slide, we were talking about insights and how you can find some pretty cool keywords that's already directing people to your Google My Business page. You want to add a few of those that you really like, and then also add the harder keywords that you're not dominating in. So my main team is in the Baton Rouge market, and we were geotagging. Our office was in Gonzales. It's 10,000 people. It was super easy to dominate. So we were using Gonzales and Prairieville and all these small towns, but we were also throwing in Baton Rouge. You're not going to see an overnight difference in your really big markets. Like if you're in Los Angeles, you probably don't want to do Los Angeles. You probably want to do, you want to do that, but you're not going to see the traction, but you want to really focus on the smaller towns like Agora Hills, Calabasas, like smaller areas. So this is something you want to do daily, if possible. If you don't have an admin staff, commit to at least 3 times a week.
Yeah, we're doing it probably twice a day at this point, but it's a consistent thing. And we're doing it in 2 separate markets where we're actually geotagging our local, and now we're trying to get other markets as well with one of the other pictures. Both Google LSA and Google My Business. So it's not like you upload to one, it's going to apply to another. They're 2 separate processes.
Absolutely.
And another thing for keywords, guys, you're going to do it a lot. So it's good to research them, put them into a document, and have it saved somewhere. So you don't have to keep retyping them every time, and just basically a copy and paste at that point.
And then the other thing about keywords is if you're typing in realtor in Baton Rouge, that's different than realtors Baton Rouge, because one's plural, one has IN in it. And so when you're geotagging, you want to geotag a bunch of different combinations because everyone's going to type differently and search differently in Google. So Jason Lash did try to break it. It's 4,500-ish characters that's allowed in here. I typically do about 15 to 20 phrases. I geotag on my own, and then my admin team has a list that they're geotagging off of. So usually every morning I wake up around 4:30-ish. I pull out my phone, and I can do this from my phone. And I'm like, what geotag words am I going to do today? And it's creating a different geotag content than what my admin team's really focusing on. It's giving us an opportunity to open up to new geotag words, search words. So,
And this is really what we think about when we wake up in the morning too. It's sick.
I may or may not be a nerd. It's fun for me.
So this is the posting on Google My Business. We highly recommend you do that with your listings, right? Put them as products on the actual Google platform. It's part of our listing presentation now. We tell everybody it's, we put your home on Google, literally. And we're getting, a good amount of hits a day just on our profile, and everyone actually takes a look at our products, and it's just extra exposure. Whatever you can do to market a home these days, basically is what it comes down to. And why not capitalize? When people go to research you, they see that you have listings as well. So it's a win-win. You definitely want to do that, but also on a consistent basis. Apparently, I'm going to be doing it 10 times next month. So I'm gonna have to figure out a schedule. So, but yeah, that's basically what it comes down to.
And I've even done, one of my admins actually even did geotagging our team members. And so we serve the entire, is anyone in Louisiana here? Oh, I can share a lot with y'all. I don't have. Okay. So like if we're like our main office is Baton Rouge area, but we have a big presence in New Orleans. We cover the entire state, and we'll actually post like Thibodeau, like agent in Thibodeau. And those keywords are actually helping your SEO and your search optimization from it. So get creative with it. Google is nothing but algorithms, and it loves it when you use every single piece of Google. So get creative. You're not going to break it. Just click stuff, add stuff. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so this is a little bit about the SEO. When you are writing your post in Google, this is the really important part right here. That's a geotagged photo. Y'all can't tell, but I promise you it is. When you do your post, you don't want to make it like Facebook. You don't want to be like, oh my God, this is so awesome. Rockstar agent. Like, woohoo, they just closed on a house. You want it very SEO driven. You want to say things like Nicole Spellman Group just sold this home. So sold this home's a keyword in Denham Springs. So you want to make it as SEO rich as you can without making it look too fake. So use your team name, location of home. You always want to invite them to contact you. So on that very bottom left of that picture is going to be a call now feature. You can also do a learn more feature and link it to your website. Do you have anything you wanted to add?
No, you pretty much got that.
Awesome. Oh, sorry. So remember, the more that you do in Google My Business, the better your ranking will be on Google LSA. And then also Google My Business generates a ton of free leads. Adrian is not in here, but he just recruited someone to his team last week because of his presence on Google.
We do it all the time. I get a few times a week, I'm just getting direct inquiries on our website. Every one of our pages on our website has a lead capturing form at the bottom, or click here to view properties. And we're getting a lot of interaction. And depending on the day, we have 15 to 34% impression, which means pretty much 3 out of every 10 people are seeing us when they're searching our local market. So we're capitalizing on that. And it really works well with recruiting as well. Now, Nicole touched on this. It's a listing management. So what does that mean exactly? It's exactly what she had mentioned, is making your information consistent online, right? In different places. So Google My Business is your map card within Google, and it's the most searched platform, right? But there's other platforms. So, standard wise, a PC comes with Microsoft on it, and that's going to default to like Internet Explorer, which is going to default to Bing. So you want to make sure you're set up on that as well, mimicking whatever information you have on Google and so on. Yahoo, Yelp, all different platforms, consistent information online so it can correlate. I mean, when you actually go to your Google My Business, when it's consistent information, and start pulling your reviews from Facebook, your reviews from Zillow, and showing it into that platform. So you want it, that's one of the, key tools. In the beginning, you can go into each one of these places and edit your information yourself. There are tools out there They might be a little bit more advanced, a little bit more expensive depending on your level. But Yext, YEXT, that is a tool. It's one of the popular ones. I used to own a marketing company. Is the only reason why we know this kind of stuff. But it's a listing management tool. It's also built into another tool called SEMrush. If you want to get really involved and understand your impression rates and things of that nature, you can do it right through there. It's got a great social media poster tool. It's if you want to get a little bit more advanced with it. Not recommended in the beginning. I've had a few coaching clients jump right on board and jump right off board. But again, consistency is what it comes down to. Make sure your information is consistent online as well.
I jumped on board and then jumped off board
She
with
did.
SEMrush.
And she's a
And
real
then I
techie.
hired, then I hired an SEO expert and he's like, can we get SEMrush? And I'm like, sure, if you'll use it. It hurts my brain. It's a lot, but
It
there's a
is.
14-day free trial.
There is a 14-day free trial. I'd recommend it. Just take a look at it and see the power of it. I mean, what it comes down to is you got to know your numbers, right? Even when you're doing your calls and booking appointments and your prospecting stuff, you have to know your numbers so you know where your bench line is and how to improve from that. So that's what it comes down to, is just knowing your numbers. You can use that, Google Analytics, Insights. It goes right into the next slide. Why not?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So I was talking about Google My Business Insights earlier, and this is something that you guys really want to focus on. This slide is a couple years old. It's from my first time presenting Google LSA. But if you look right here, this is discovery. That's people that don't know about you, that aren't specifically searching for you, that you're popping up on. And so out of 1,843 searches, a good percentage of that are people that did not know about my team or didn't specifically search about my team. So right here, you're going to see basically how our activity goes like per day. And so we posted something really awesome right here and it got a lot of traction, but we're consistently, we're being consistent, which is going to be key. The bottom left one you're going to see here within that, is that a 30-day track? Sorry, that's a 3-month track. Sorry, but that's right when I really started this. I had 112 visits to my website for free. I had 13 direction requests. I had 40 phone calls in 30 days that were free. These are not the Google LSA calls that you're paying for. These are free calls. And I had one message. Right here, it's going to kind of show what my business looks like compared to other people in our market. And so when I had taken this picture, my photos and my business were getting 311% more views than similar businesses in my local market. It's over like 2,000 because I really nerded out on it.
I think a good point to bring up also is the 3 R's. To rank consistently on Google My Business or Google LSA, you want to remember the 3 R's. It comes down to your radius. Radius is one important thing, how close you are to the person that's searching, right? When it comes down here, it tells you your calls, your messages, your response time. All right, second R, response time is important. You want to make sure you're answering calls and responding right away. Like Nicole would yell at me. We see it like a text in my Google My Business I haven't responded to. And it could be spam. I mean, you'll get a lot of it too. You want to respond back to the spam as well. Just so your response time is correct on Google. And then the last R is definitely reviews, right? On a consistent basis. I hear all the time, people will tell us, after I started getting some reviews, people started calling and texting. Google likes it. They like to see that other people like you and talk about you. So, doing on a consistent basis, those are the 3 R's.
It's showing Google that you're a real business and people are interested in you. So you're going to get featured more. Talking about reviews really quick. How many of y'all actually respond to your reviews? Okay, so that's not as many hands as there was earlier. Responding to your reviews is an amazing opportunity for you to generate SEO rich replies that Google is going to pick up on. The last couple of weeks, we just switched our response. Like we'll do like a, thank you for buying, we love selling you a luxury home in Baton Rouge. Those are all keywords. And then we actually sign off with Nicole Spellman Group, your local Baton Rouge realtors. And so when people are searching local Baton Rouge realtors, it's helping the SEO.
You
So
can actually
that's-
see it too on Google. When you search a keyword, it'll pull up in your map place. If you look underneath, it'll start saying like popped up in review certain keywords and things of that nature. So you definitely want to respond back and definitely go SEO rich with it. I mean, it's just, and it's not that complicated. You don't think about it too much. Like, what keywords do I need? I mean, it was a pleasure selling your home and hope you had the best experience possible with our team, in Hamilton, New Jersey. Just hit location, experience, realtor, like different things that's going to pick up in future searches.
So we were talking about Google My Business, Google LSA a little bit already. Google Maps is going to be an awesome feature for y'all. So it's called the local 3-pack. So when you search a keyword and you can literally search. So I just changed my office location because I wanted it to be more dominant in a bigger market. But if you searched like realtor in Gonzales, then we would be number 1. But if you searched realtor Gonzales, we were like number 2 or 3. So make sure you're geotagging all that, and that influences the 3-pack. Add all the keywords that are possible for it. These are all going to be free organic leads for you. You're not paying anything for them. So keep an eye on that.
Yeah, another good thing to do is use your location, your Google location when you have people come to your office, right? Anytime you're going to your office, pull yourself up, click on directions, and use that to get to your location. Google's recording when people are asking about your office, how to get to it. It all correlates, the amount of phone calls. It's all important. So even when we're having, say, a recruiting interview in-house, we'll go to the map, we'll go in there, click the share button, copy the actual link that Google provides, that if you click on it, it pulls right your map place and they can click directions. So it's a good way to do it. We do it on everything. Just to get that interaction. It forces people when they're clicking, location on a map or on a calendar invite, it's going to your map location.
I want to make sure y'all just realize what he said, because we didn't get the oohs and ahs that we got the last time we did this yesterday. When you guys are driving to your business, Google yourself, click maps, and drive to your business. Yeah, because Google is not going to like register you as the owner. It's going to say someone's clicking this, someone's interested in this business. It needs to be featured more.
I do it every time. I mean, I know the way to my office, right? I do, I swear. And I do it. What's that? I get as many people as I can.
He sends a link to people that he's meeting.
I do.
Google My Business link to the directions to the office.
When people are coming to the office, I send them the Google My Business link. I don't even send them the address. I don't want them to search it. I want them to click my link. I want them to go to it. I want them to conveniently hit directions, right? That's what you want. You want people to have that interaction with the actual Google My Business.
Okay, so these are going to be some Google algorithm tips. So reviews are important, but like I was saying earlier, if you only have 5, 10, 50, like just keep working on them. It doesn't mean that your account's not going to be successful. I can start a new Google My Business account right now. Like I literally just changed the address a couple weeks ago. We're already ranking number 4 and number 5. Within the next 30 days, I'll be number 1 on Google Maps. And it's not because of reviews. The reviews help, but it's because of everything else we're doing. So don't be discouraged if you don't have enough reviews yet.
And then when you're uploading pictures, you don't want to have any of your contact information on those pictures. And when it comes down to it, as you can see down here, Nicole, some of her samples, you don't want the text to take up more than 30% of the actual surface area of that picture as well. Google likes pictures. They want people to interact with them and not you to promote yourself through it. So it's best to keep them generic. Listing pictures always work great. I literally have my IT guy post 2 listing pictures on each platform a day, geotagged to each location.
This next one right here is important. It's even underlined. But have all of your reviews done using our Google My Business review link, not the Google LSA one. So who does not have a Google LSA account yet? Okay, so a few people. while you're signing up for that process, it's going to be like, all right, your next step, get a Google LSA review. Don't send that link out. Those reviews only go to Google LSA. If you get a review on Google My Business, it's going to go to both platforms. The only time you want to send out a link on Google LSA is if you got a lead from Google LSA. And then there's while you're working the lead in their database, there's an option to email that client a review. And those reviews are golden because Google knows that they're a new client. You just paid for that lead. So those reviews are going to be really, really good. But right now, what you're doing is getting Google My Business reviews. So. You only want to, so you're asking with that review, do you send it? No, Google will know. Yeah. Unless they have a second Google account that's not on the same Wi-Fi. Sorry. Yeah. It's your Google My Business page, not your brokerage's. So you'll get all of the results for that.
We get confused. We're with Berkshire Hathaway. We get a lot of calls for people looking for the main office. So, I mean, when you start zooming out of the map, you start to see who's the more prominent people in the market. You want to be one of those people. That's in the top 3 normally are in those, the zoomed out version of the map.
But Sharif is also geotagging Berkshire Hathaway. And so when people are Googling it, he's going to dominate over his brokerage. And that's why he gets a ton of his calls. Like if you're with Keller Williams, you want to geotag Keller Williams. And you'll literally get so many calls from that. Upload as many pictures as you can. So this is for GLSA, Google Local Service Ads, not for Google My Business. Google Local Service Ads, when you pull up your account, on the left-hand side, there's an option to upload 100 pictures. And that's the ones that you don't want to put any text. Like his car is wrapped. His pictures got denied because the phone number is on the car. And so Google My Business wants to be able to track how many people are reaching out to you. And so you can't just put your phone number down. They want to track it. And then also you want to make sure that you're setting up your business location on Google Maps and then make sure you get verified. Is everyone in here verified for your address? Okay, awesome.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, SEO may seem complicated, but it's really just improving all the information about yourself online so people can find you, right? That's what it comes down to. So real quick, these are just the elements, if you want to take a picture of the slide of SEO. You just want to touch on everything, right? In order to improve the actual organic search so people can find you online. And how do you improve your SEO? I mean, you do it a combination of ways. I mean, it's good that most of you have a Google My Business account. I mean, I can tell you years ago when we started ours, no one had one. And that's why we have all the statistics and fit well probably into the algorithm that nobody knows. All right. So when we're just telling you guys what to do in theory, like good practices, because no one knows the actual algorithm to Google searching. So a combination of things, of course, the Google My Business, the listing management, which is your information all consistent online. The meta tags and page titles. If you have a branded site, like a website that Ylopo provides you, there's a config page. Ylopo, if you don't know it, you can contact their support and they'll give you the actual access to the back end. And it's really just how you show up when people search you, right? It's like where you get the title and a description of a website. When you're searching through Google, you'll see title, description, title, description. That's what we want you to edit. And then add some keywords to that, because that's going to pull too in a Google search. So you want to make sure that's optimized. I can promise you right out of the box, most websites don't have that done unless you're using an SEO heavy platform that actually thinks about that while they're creating it, right? A keyword analyzer tool is definitely good to use, just like using the analytics or looking into the insights on Google My Business. You're picking up, you're figuring out keywords. There's also a Google Keyword Planner that you can use. I think it's built into Google Pay-Per-Click and Google Ads, which will give you a lot of the keywords itself. If you choose to use SEMrush, there's also a way to research through that, your competitors' keywords, and then use that to your advantage. Backlinks make you an authority figure. So what a backlink is an actual link that comes back to your website. So someone's using you somewhere else to reference you to go back to your website. So our top page on our website is about the direction of your home. It's called Vastu. And we have a lot of backlinking to that one page. And if you all Google it right now, we're going to show up in the top 10 nationwide just on that topic. And it's one of our biggest backlinks. All right. So I recommend doing a little blogging, figure out topics that, we got a lot of calls from buyers about directions of their homes. Write a blog about it. And you'll find that people want to read about that other than the top 10 ways of selling your home and blah, blah, blah. Right. So pick a topic that's people are actually going to read. Vastu. And when it comes down to IDX searching, that's always great capability. Like Ylopo, putting it on your page. You want to keep the people there for as long as possible. Have your page up. You don't want to have them just bounce off. Bounce rate is definitely one of the things that's considered with your ranking.
Awesome. So now we're going to get into GLSA, Google Local Service Ads. And these are going to be the pictures that we were talking about. When you do these pictures, you don't want any text, any writing, any marketing, anything like that on it. It only holds 100. And so what I did is, so if you have, who has these already filled out on their Google LSA page? Okay, so your homework is to go home and make sure that none of them are denied, because you don't find out that they're denied unless you click it and look at it. Like when we did that with Sharif, he had almost every single picture was denied.
I didn't even know. We actually sat down on a coaching call. We're like, let's go through them, and like half of them were probably denied.
Yeah.
Text usually.
Yeah, because Google wants you to, they want to track everyone that's, calling you and stuff. So when he features his phone number, it was literally his wrapped car in the background.
Yeah.
Like you could barely see his phone number, and Google caught it.
Yeah.
So just a friendly tip again is Google does favor the accounts that utilize all of their features and algorithms. So Google owns YouTube. So post YouTube videos to your Google My Business page. Google will love that. So,
and don't be afraid to fill out the different places. There's a reason why there's different areas to put information in Google. So you definitely want to utilize it all is what it comes down to, and complete everything on the back end as well.
Wake up at 4:30 and nerd out on it in bed.
You can join us.
Yeah. He has my patterns down where he waits for me to do my Facebook post every morning. And then he's like, oh, she's up. I can text her. So
I wait patiently.
Yes. Is she up yet?
It's because you're an hour behind.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be your GLSA settings. If you guys want to take a quick picture, this is how I do it. So basically, if you get a rental lead, like in my market, a rental lead is $200 is what you get paid. So we don't want to pay, like in my market, I'm paying $22 per lead. It's pretty low, but you don't want to pay $22 for a rental lead. So you don't want to engage them. So when they're calling you, just say, I'm sorry, we don't work with rentals. If they're like, oh, do you know someone that does, or do you know this? Just stop engaging them. It's horrible. So my market's in Louisiana. We had that huge hurricane last year, and I actually had to turn GLSA off for a little bit because it's heartbreaking. Like, hey, we just lost everything and we need a rental. And we turned it off, and they'd call us through Google My Business or something else. But just make sure that you're handling that very well. Another little trick you can do is on your phone when you're talking to them. If you pull your little screen down and hit airplane mode, it actually disconnects the call really quick. Like it was an actual disconnect instead of hanging up on them. And if you really want to help them, just call them back. So, but don't pay $22, $50, $60 for the lead, because you'll get a lot of rentals, especially if you're a metroplex area. So yes, ma'am. Yeah. So we have Answer Connect so I have an ISA team. They answer our inbound calls, all of them from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. So my ISA team is trained on that. At Answer Connect, if for some reason they lose internet, if they're on another line, anything like that, and it's an answering service that's answering it. In that script, it actually says, they're like, oh, rental. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't work with rentals. And so just train them if you can. Are you using like Conversion Monster or something like that? Mhm. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
super
you
strict.
can't engage at all, really. You have to just deny it
That was like the
and-
whole,
and stop,
yeah,
really.
like that's the whole point of that. What, like, do not engage in them. I've been charged for so many rental leads, so many. And like most of us are going to be like higher eye and like we care about people and like, oh, you just lost everything. Like you don't want to just be like, sorry, we don't work with rentals. Bye. Yeah. But you have to, or just turn off the ad if it's like a natural disaster. So I think it's oh, so I have a lot of systems in place. And so when we get a Google LSA call, so most of y'all, when you get a Google LSA call, it's going to be the client's phone number that you're going to see. Ours gets routed through our CRM. And so we get the same phone number, our CRM phone number
Yeah,
for
it
that.
says Google LSA, like we got one this morning and I can see on my phone, it's an LSA call. We have it set up where any lead source is usually doing that on the way back in.
What CRM are you using? Okay, I'm not familiar enough with that. Talk to Coach Brad uses KV Core. Oh no, KV Core is the EXP one. Okay,
yeah,
never mind.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk.
Really awesome CRM, but it's not Club approved. Hey, Michael. We just saw you walk in the door. Oh. Almost, yes. So the goal of this class is for y'all to be number one in your market. So these are two people that have way more reviews than I did when I made this. And look who's showing up number one. So I kept saying like the reviews are important, but don't make that an obstacle for you guys actually setting this up. The last class, we had a lady that was in here that just closed a $2.8 million deal, cash buyer. She has a 1.5 pending. We had a $1.8 million deal that was here. Charles Manley was in here. He just he let me play around with his account a little bit. He had 8 listings in less than 30 days after I tweaked a few things in his account.
We're listing a $1.1 million home today, actually, off of Google. I have like 5 or 6. I was telling everybody now we're pushing them out. We're pushing them out. We're pushing them out.
So Michael gave Sharif that challenge, and I'm like, dude, he can do that in like a week. Come on, let me play with your Google LSA account. So, well,
Wow.
actually, that's a great question. I said, could she play with ours too?
Real quick, guys, these are some great links to the links to certain tools that we use. Definitely take a picture of that. But when it comes down to it, yeah, and having Nicole look at your stuff personally is gold. I can tell you that right off the bat. So going into that, Michael, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. So, hey guys. Well, so first of all, she was saying that her CRM is not Club Wealth approved. It is actually Club Wealth approved. It's just not Club Wealth endorsed. There's a difference between approved and endorsed. Approved is we don't think it's bad for you. Endorsed means we think it's really, really good for you, right? So she's got a CRM that's a good CRM. It's just they're a pain in the neck for us to deal with if we need to do stuff in it for you and make it better for you. They're just not very easy to work with overall. That being said, let's talk about, can she go in and play with your Google account? And here's what we're doing. And this is what we were talking about from Maine a little while ago. There is on December 8th going to be in Seattle, Washington, a class. Did you find those forms, Grayson? You got them right there. Okay. So there's a class. It's a done with you workshop in Seattle. It's going to be an all-day workshop. There's literally only 20 seats in this workshop. You're going to have Nicole is going to fly out. She's going to be doing it. My chief technology officer, Zach, is going to be there. Our AIM team is going to be there. So I've got a lot of team members are going to be invested in sitting there all day with you. And we're going to go in and we're going to monkey with your accounts and we're going to make them freaking crush it. And I'm telling you, I don't know if you guys shared her numbers, but Nicole is literally listing north of 10 houses a month from her Google LSA. And Sharif is really, really hoping he'll be able to do that in November. But at the end of the day, if you guys want to sign up, can you hand those out real quick? Give me one of them so I know the numbers. Thank you. You guys will love this. You'll love my crooked glasses. Tara came to give me a hug the other day and completely bent my glasses. So there you go. Well, that's all right.
He actually fell outside. That's how it happened.
Are you serious? Yeah, exactly, right. That did happen too.
I saw you.
Oh, that is true. Okay. So here's the deal. So in the blue is the first person on your team that goes. Green is if you bring a team member or a spouse. And so the pricing in blue, and by the way, well, let's go through the pricing first. It's $29.97 is the general admission ticket. If you buy right now, today, before you leave this room, like right this second, you fill it out and put all your information on there and you hand it back to Grayson or myself, then it's $22.47. If you are a part of the Eagle Squadron, and you guys, if you're in Eagle Squadron, you know who you are, and then you get it for $1,687. Now, with that first person ticket, if the second person that's with you gets their ticket for $19.97, or if that's a regular price. If you buy right now, you get it for $14.97 for the second person. And if you're in Eagle Squadron, you get it for $11.27. Now, here's the deal. You can only bring one extra person. And here's why. We are already almost sold out for this event. So the people that came to her class yesterday basically almost filled up the entire event. I don't know the exact number of seats left, but I'm guessing we had like 2 to 4 seats left. And so for that reason, we don't want you sending 4 of your team members because it sucks up all the seats in the room and it's one Google account that's getting taken care of, right? So we want as many of you as possible, ranking as high as possible and getting as much business from this as possible, because right now is the time to do it. Like right now is where you want to get ahead of this curve, because I'm telling you, Google is taking over Zillow. Screw Zillow, man. They're going away. Google, I shouldn't say they're going away, but Google is going to overtake Zillow by a wide margin on number of leads per agent across the country. It's not even going to be close. But it's kind of like back in the day with Zillow, right? Imagine if you could have had, 3,000 5-star reviews 5 years ago on Zillow. Imagine how much that would have done for you. Well, it's 10 times better with Google, and a whole lot cheaper. Well, for now. And that's the thing is right now it's cheap, right? But that's going to change. And so you want to get ahead of the curve organically before the prices of the LSA and all that stuff go up, because it's going to over time. But now take advantage of it now while you can. Any questions for me on that whole thing? So it's December 8th. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be worth it. You'll get to come to Club Wealth headquarters. You'll get to interact with everybody on our team. You'll get to interact with everybody on Austin's team as well, because they're right next door to us. And hold on. This is what we're going to do for you, or what Nicole and the team are going to do for you. They're going to have fully build out your entire GLSA account. They're going to build out your lead routing. So my AIM team is going to go in and build out all your lead routing to send it to your CRM or Callingly. So literally your leads will just dump right into your CRM, and they'll even build out your lead routing for you to make sure that they're going to the right agents on your team. They're going to do a full analysis of your Google rankings in your top 25 markets. And you're going to get the best practices for the lead routing, geotagging, responding to reviews, which is, by the way, very important. Lead follow-up, lead conversion, the automated, and it's supposed to say lead, not Leal. That's a spelling error. But it's supposed to say automated lead responses. So we're going to put some automation in there for you. Bottom line is this is awesome. We want to make sure that you just crush it with Google. All right. That said, yes, ma'am. Okay. So there's one right there. So if you could just hand that to Nicole. All right. Good stuff, guys. And by the way, gold name tags, raise your hands, gold name tags. Guess what you guys get today? You get a special deal. So I am going to buy you guys lunch today. So if you guys with gold name tags would meet me in the main ballroom right here at 11:25, you can be early, but please don't be late. So please get there as early as you can. I'm going to feed you lunch and we get to chat, just us. And so it's going to be a small group. So it'd be fun times. All right, anybody else? All right, hey, can you guys give these two a round of applause? Seriously. I don't know my. What's that?
Just put your information and then just put,
So
I
let's-
mean, is your card on file?
Oh, are there questions, answers for these guys?
That's the one to change.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, I mean, just put your information for now. Can he just put his information in for now, and get the card information later?
Are you-
Can he get